Hey guys, Sacred Prophet here. Look, like I said in my last video, when GameSpot gets to $500, I'll do another video to help you guys out, and you guys crushed it last night. Look, do I still have FOMO for not being in the trade? Of course I do. Of course I do. But I don't hold any ill will to anyone who's in it. I just want you to be safe. I just want you to get out with your money. And so that's what this video's about, right? Look, I, I look, there's three different ways that people trade online, right? There's fundamental analysis, there's technical analysis, and then there's momentum. Now, in fundamental, you might imagine that someone wants to invest in a company because they think that they have good earnings growth or a good CEO, or that the market is new and growing and they want to be a part of that. They buy the share for $20 and they're expecting it to go to $100 over the next 10 years, and they're happy with that. That's fundamental. That's fundamental investing. But you also have technical analysis. Now, technical analysis is not doing anything, not investing based on the fundamentals of the company. It's based on the price on the stock chart, right? If how it's moving, what are the price levels, where were people buying before, where they might buy later on, what are sort of tipping points, and you can people can be very successful trading based on these technical indicators. What you're doing is not fundamental or technical, right? What you're doing is momentum trading. Now, there's all kinds of different momentum traders who know that they could, by putting large amounts of money inside of a market, push the price one way or another, which causes other people to pile in. They make their money and pull out, and then other people are left holding the bag. So Wall Street Bets and the rest of you have figured out you can do this, that you can game the system in such a way that you can have large amounts of money chasing a particular type of stock, cause the price to move up, and then make a lot of money on the upside. But two things with this. This is sort of like a ramp, right? It's sort of like a rising slope. And what happens is that on the other side of that is a cliff, right? You're doing this ski jump and you will fall on the other side. The price has to come down. That's what momentum trading is. And there's a lot of people I hear online who are holding on to the stock thinking it's just going to keep on going and there's no reason why I should stop, or that they're going to have plenty of time to get out at the end. Buddies, as soon as that momentum stops, right? As soon as Wile E. Coyote is over the cliff and realizes that it's over the cliff, it drops like a stone. So what does that mean? Well, it means that you're either going to sell too early or too late, right? If you sell too early, it might be that you sell it at GameStop at $100, like I did, and the next day it's up to $300, because that slope causes every new incremental day for it to move drastically in one direction. But it also means that if you wait too far and you're the guy who's still there when you go over the cliff, well, you'll fall even faster than it rose up to begin with. It'll just fall directly in a straight line. If it took 4 days for it to run up to a certain degree, it might take half an hour for it to drop precipitously to lows that you haven't seen in the stock before. So I want you to be careful. And I want you to understand that you're going to feel bad one way or another. But I want you to feel bad for getting out early and having some of your money, rather than feeling bad later on and going, I could have had all that money and now you're broke, or you owe a bunch of money to somebody named Tony who wants to take a baseball bat to your kneecaps. Okay, that got a little dark. But what do you expect from Sacred Prophet? Okay. Second thing, Edward Thorpe. Now, if you haven't read A Man for All Markets, I suggest that you do. Let me get the right camera there. I suggest that you do. You can listen to it on Audible. Edward Thorpe was a guy who figured out how to game the casinos. He was able to figure out how to count cards, and then later on, when he got too popular at that, he figured out how to cheat the roulette tables. Now, people thought it was impossible to do these things, but being a genius and dedicated to his craft, he was able to do it, which is strange because he didn't really care about making a bunch of money. He just wanted to know if the math problem could be solved, which is what you want from a math genius, isn't it? Anyways, what happened afterwards is that the casinos, they can't just continue operating with the status quo. No, they have to change the rules. They have to make it harder for people to use those rules at the table. So counting cards, you can't do that in a casino. And they use multiple decks now and shuffling in all kinds of different ways. The roulette tables have additional blank number, those green numbers on it, or circles, zeros on them in order to tilt the odds in the favor of the casino. And the same thing's going to happen with the stock market. Like, you guys have to understand, Wall Street was caught completely unawares by what you did, and they can't allow this to continue. They're not just going to let a bunch of retailers realize that they could gather together and push a stock one way or another. So they're going to figure out a way of making it illegal or too difficult to do. And I just want you to be aware of that. I don't know what the outcome of that will be. What I suspect is that you're all going to realize that there's other loopholes that are available and other ways to game the system and other ways to really screw things up that the Wall Streeters are not prepared for. And who knows? I don't want to suggest particular types of things you can do because I'm scared that you guys will find it out. But it could totally wreck the stock market. You could totally wreck pension funds and 401ks and all kinds of different things. And I don't know what the ramifications for that is. And so just make sure that you're keeping money on the side for yourself to see you through the hard times. Because if you thought the last 2020 was tough, 2020 might be crazy indeed. I mean, look at it. The news has been talking about the GameStop run up like it's like a 450% increase in the last few days, which is correct. But what's actually going on is that although you have something like a 450% run up in GameStop, as you see over here in the last few days, it's actually been going up almost 120% since May, right? This short squeeze that's happening in GameStop right now, people have known that this was possible for a while. People don't know to what degree, that it can go up this much, but the underlying factors were there for months and months and months. I mean, do yourself a favor and Google GameStop short, and you'll see there's articles from 6 months ago talking about doing something like this. And that's what's so interesting, that there's opportunities everywhere around you, not just in financial markets, but even your daily life, that if you know enough about a particular type of industry or field, that if you use your creativity, you might actually find a way of turning $1 into $2. You might have to find a way of discovering diamonds where you thought there was coal. And I want you to take this mentality, whatever happens with GameStop, into your daily life and try to figure out how you can use your own knowledge, where you can actually spend your own time in order to get higher returns, right? Don't spend 8 hours binge watching Netflix. Spend 6 hours binge watching Netflix and spend 2 other hours learning something that you didn't know before. So that's it for me. I will, I guess, be back to talk to you again with more advice when GameStop hits 750. Yeah, let's call it 750. That should be a good day. God, should I buy any GameStop? No. I don't want to be there I don't want to be there. Okay, stop it. You're getting in my head.